Braeden, just overall thoughts on the effort tonight. Jalen Daniels was obviously going to get his, but how good of a job do you think you guys did in containing him?
I feel like we did a pretty good job. He's a great player. A lot of respect for him. I feel like he does a great job controlling the offense. He's a veteran guy, and I have a lot of respect for him.
Was there something they were able to do maybe after you guys jumped out 14-0, but then it seemed like they started to get some rhythm going on? Was there something they were changing up a little bit maybe that confused you guys, or was it just maybe they were getting in a good rhythm?
Like I said, he takes control of the offense at a very high level, and they were just executing.
Coach Frost talked about when the offense has a big lead, especially in the first quarter, the defense needs to capitalize. You feel like you guys took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit?
Yeah, but I feel like we could have, done a better job with that. We got to learn from this for sure. There's more games to come, and we just got to learn from our mistakes and not let them happen again.
Did they show you anything different coming out of the half?
Nah, not really. Not really. No.
Coming into this game, your team ranked 5th in the country and not giving up 20-plus yard passes. What did you see today that led to the number of big passes that were given up?
Like I said, Jalen Daniels does a great job with the offense. He picked some of the holes apart, read what we were in, and like I said, we just got to learn from what they did and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Braeden, take us through that last drive there. They were able, there with just take us through that last drive there where Kansas was able to get up there after the fumble as you try to kind of keep them out.
That was tough. What play are you talking about again?
The last drive when for Kansas when they got this when they scored there after the fumble.
Oh. Like I said, it was unfortunate. One thing about stuff like that, we just gotta bounce back. And the only thing we can do, like I said, is learn from our mistakes and make sure we get better at what we do.
DB units missing a few players. Horace Lockett, Coach Ross says is out for the season, so his quarterback injuries have piled up. How are you guys kind of rallying around this and trying not to let some of those things factor in the long run?
It's football. Injuries is part of the sport. It's part of the game. One thing about it is the next man up mentality. So that's why everybody got to stay ready. So they don't got to get ready. And that's what we got to, keep doing.
You guys had opportunities, to win this game. Just obviously didn't pull it out. What's the mood of the locker room right now?
They know, we back to work. Tomorrow actually. There's no days off with this. That's all we can do. We can't hang our heads low. We got to keep our head up, chin up. We got Cincy next week, and that's the main goal, to beat Cincy.
Kansas averaged less than 4 yards a carry for the entire game. Did they telegraph some or give away stuff that allowed the defense to really key in on the run?
Like I said, a lot of respect to them. They played a hard game, for real.
You mentioned needing to bounce back and improve. What do you feel like specifically you guys can work on the most going into next game?
Sudden changes. We know when sudden changes happen, we got to make sure we locked in on our jobs, because sometimes things doesn't go the way we want to, and we just got to make sure we got to capitalize for the offense.
And you guys feel like you responded to adversity?
I felt like we actually did a pretty good job, especially in the fourth quarter. I feel like it didn't go the way we wanted, but we're getting stops in the fourth quarter, and one thing about it shows our fight for sure.
You talked about the next game being in Cincinnati. Obviously, a little bit of a rivalry between the two schools. How much would a win on the road against them mean to you guys?
It's big. Momentum is big. Like I said, we back to work tomorrow and make sure everybody, like I said, got their heads high, and we're gonna stack days. Stack days so we can get on the road to Cincy.
Braeden, what did you and defense learn about yourselves tonight that you can either learn from to improve later or take with you as you move forward to Cincinnati?
Probably, like I said, sudden changes, stacking drives. We gotta make sure we look, sharp all the time, not just sometimes. And I feel like we do that, it'll be hard to stop.
Third quarter, when the offense was struggling, the defense was on the field for almost 10 minutes. What were you able to do to help the defense not tire out and keep focused?
Coach Green tells us all the time, the good thing is about to come. And like I said, sometimes, game might not go the way we want to, but you know, we can't just lay our heads. You know, we made sure we got to keep our heads high. We still got a lot of ball left to play, and I felt like we responded in the right way in that aspect.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.